Hello and welcome back to another week in new genre books. My name is Amelia, and from Locus magazine, I'm about to tell you the top new science fiction, fantasy, and horror books being published the week of January 2nd, 2024. 2024, here we are in that future they told us wasn't gonna happen. Happy New Year, and I hope all of your holidays were exactly as you like them to be, and you did all the things that made you happy. We got no science fiction books to talk about this week. Sometimes that happens. Don't judge us too hard. If you're missing the science fiction, surf on over to locusmag.com and check out our new book reviews and stuff. So I'm going to start with horror. We have two titles. From A.J. Steager, we have Eye of a Little God, out from Severn House in hardcover and ebook. This is a mystery/horror novel. After losing his job, a drifter is desperate and alone and really not in a good place. And then a mysterious voice leads him to a cryptic journal, a strange otherworld under Devil's Fork, Nebraska. Everyone needs something to do, right? Solving a cryptic mystery and finding a strange inner world would cheer anyone up. From McCormack, we have This Plague of Souls, out from Soho Press in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a metaphysical noir thriller, a follow-up to the experimental stream of consciousness novel, Solar Bones. Nealon returns from prison to find his West Ireland home empty, and his search for his family leads to international crimes. Next up, fantasy, we have 7 titles. From Mason Deaver, we have OK Cupid, out from Push in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult fantasy comedy romance novel. Agender teen Jude is a Cupid on probation, assigned to unite two estranged best friends, but falls for one of the two. You know, it's common to fall in love on the job. Something about spending time with people makes us like them. From Alison Soft, we have A Fragile Enchantment, out from Wednesday Books in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult fantasy of manners romance novel. Neve's magic lets her stitch emotions and memories into fabric. She jumps at the chance to design the wardrobe for a royal wedding in the neighboring kingdom of Avaland. But Avaland is far from the fairy tale that she imagined. While young nobles attend candlelit balls and elegant garden parties, unrest brews among the working class. The groom, Kit Carmine, is prickly, abrasive, and begrudgingly being dragged to the altar as a political pawn. When Neve and Kit grow closer, an unlikely friendship blossoms into something more. Until an anonymous gossip columnist starts buzzing about their chemistry, promising to leave them alone only if Neve helps to uncover the royal family's secrets. From DJ Butler, we have Among the Grey Lords, out from Baen in hardcover and ebook. This is a fantasy novel, the third book in the Indrajit and Fix series, about two would-be heroes in the great city of Kish. An encounter with an old friend becomes tragically fatal, and Indrajit and Fix set out on a high-stakes, high-adrenaline quest across the ancient city of Kish to bring their friend back to life. At each step, the complications and the enemies alike pile up. The mysterious necromancers, the Vindaloo priests, bind the heroes on an errand that sets them shuttling from one thieves' guild to the next, pitting Indrajit and Fix against the deadly House of Knives, and embroiling them in a plot by the giant wasp-like Katak to take revenge on Kish and all its great houses. From R.W. Goldsmith, we have The Serpents of Eden, out from Running Wild in trade paperback and ebook. This is a fantasy novel. Wilderness artist Clay Middleton goes across alternate post-apocalyptic Earths, chasing after the 3 supernatural beings that kidnapped his 10-year-old grandson, aided by a magic stone and a young paranormal investigator. Or, if you like, 3 supernatural beings, a 10-year-old, a magic stone, and a young paranormal investigator walk into a bar. Tell me the punchline in the comments. From Marc J. Gregson, we have debut novel Sky's End, out from Peachtree Teen in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult fantasy, the first in the Above the Black trilogy, set in the Skylands where islands float in the sky, but so do sky serpents. Conrad seeks status to placate the uncle who exiled him to poverty. From Amelie Wenjiao, we have Dark Star Burning, Ash Falls White, out from Delacourt in hardcover, ebook, and audio. This is a young adult Shansha fantasy novel based on Chinese traditions, second in the Song of the Last Kingdom series. The demon gods have risen, Sky's End has fallen to the colonizers, and Lan and Zen have chosen sides. They've chosen the opposite sides, to be clear. The battle for the Last Kingdom rages on. To win the war, Lan will have to face the boy she loves, and then she might sort of have to kill him in order to free her people. What's a girl to do? That old quote about all being fair in love and war is total nonsense, by the way. Fairness has nothing to do with love or war. From Terra K Roberts, we have Wild and Distant Seas, out from Norton and hardcover and ebook. This is a historical novel with elements of magical realism about a minor character from Moby Dick. Don't call her Ahab. Evangeline Hussey has made a home for herself in Nantucket in 1849 as the once thriving whaling industry declines. Her husband Hosea is gone, lost at sea. Evangeline is only able to hold on to his inn and her place on the island by employing a curious gift to glimpse and reform the recent memories of those who would cast her out. One night a sailor appears asking her to call him Ishmael, and her careful illusion begins to fracture. He sails away with Ahab to hunt an infamous white whale, and Evangeline is left to forge a new life from the pieces that remain. In Anthology, we have 2 titles. From Mary E. Loud, we have Zooscape, Volume 3, out from Deep Sky Anchor in trade paperback and ebook. This is an anthology of 27 fantastic furry stories, published in Zooscape magazine's issues 8 through 10, including a story by the fantastic Nina Kariki Hoffman. From Kevin Lucia, we have The Terror at Miskatonic Falls, out from Cemetery Dance Publications in trade paperback, hardcover, and ebook. This is a shared world anthology of Lovecraftian horror stories about an empty, snowed-in town where the people have all died due to an entity called the Long Man, illustrated by Danny Everts and Brady Waller. That wraps up this week. Thanks for spending some time with us. At Locus, we set out to try to tell you about everything that we think is remarkable going on in the science fiction, fantasy, horror publishing space. We appreciate your attention and your time. Please mush buttons if you got it in your heart for us today. We always appreciate it. Locus Magazine and the Locus YouTube channel are a labor of love. We are at Locus Mag or at Locus Magazine on most platforms. You can read more about the science fiction, fantasy, and horror field over at www.locusmag.com or support us on our Patreon. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. Come back and see us again soon, and we'll be here next week with more new books.